Hi there, Karen here, and welcome back to part 2 of our triple flip out for my wedding journal. So if you remember, I finished this off in the last part, and all I've done is I've gone ahead and I've decided I would add a pocket. When Martina did hers, she did this is a journaling space, but I decided I'd rather put a little pocket there instead. There's quite a few little tags in the Stamperia paper pad, so I thought one of those would look quite nice in there, and there's a load of little pieces from the kit that might pop in as well, these little tickets and things, so something like that could just pop in, and then you've got a nice little pocket. So I think that works quite nicely. So that's that one done. So the next layer, if you like, is this one. I have already sewn around just because it gives it a nice finish. You probably can't see it very well because it's in the cream, but it just gives it a nice edge. I mean, I could round the corners, and I might still just round these outer corners. I think it would just about work. I'll think about that. But this one, it's a coin envelope made out of vellum. So I have made a start, and it's a good thing I did, because this is already the second one I've done, because it requires a little bit of scoring just to fold it around, and of course, me being me, I was a bit heavy-handed with the schoolboard, so I made a hole. So this is the second one. So I thought, well, rather than wasting time worrying about that, I'll get that done. And then all I have to do, so this would be the front. So then I have to fold up the bottom. Let's just fold up the bottom, and a bit crunchy, a bit tricky to do. This won't fold very neatly. There we go. Let's just put my thumb in there. That's it. So you fold up the bottom. I'm sure you've seen this done a million times. I haven't done it that often myself, but I think I know how it needs to be done. And then you take that, and that will sit there like that, and then you fold the top bit down to make the flap, like so. Okay, let's make sure it's straight. Give it a good hole. Get out of the way. That's not lying flat. Right, so it's folded, and it fits on like that. So now all I've got to do is trim off the bits I don't need. This is always the bit I'm nervous about, because I always worry I'll trim off the wrong bits. So I'll have to talk myself through it. So at the bottom, you only need the outer piece, not the inner piece. So this is the bit you don't need. This is the bulk. So we're going to cut that piece off. Cut it at a slight angle here. And just cut it just inside the fold line so that it doesn't interfere when you fold it in. That's that piece. And then get rid of this little endy bit as well. So I'm just going to cut this at a slight angle here. And again here. Okay. So then it comes in. Of course, now it still needs, I think this is still just needs a little bit more trimming off. I'll just bring it a bit more inside. And it just feels a bit neater. So in there. In there. In there. I'll do that. I'll do that bit first, that bit, and then that bit. Okay, so that'll be that side. And then on this side, the bit you want to keep is the bit that flaps over. So then I've got to get rid of this piece. Slight angle here. And yeah. Okay, so that's that, that's that, that's that. Now this isn't quite even, so I'm just going to try and make the flap look about the same and also round it a bit. So if I fold it a little bit that way, it's about like that, and then just round it like that. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so I just need to get rid of these two little slightly sharper points here. Alright, that's fine. So that goes in like that. This comes outside like that. That folds like that. And then that flaps down like that. Okay, so that's fine. I think this might be, is that still a bit high? That's okay, I'm going to do a little thumbnail in there. Let's just get my punch. This is just my 1 inch, 1.5 inch, not sure. Just got it in there. Okay, so do a fairly deepish one. Try and get it in the middle as best I can. Punch. And there we have it. I'm going to just very lightly ink around just so that it doesn't, just to kind of define the edges a little bit. So I hope that I can do this nice and quick. And it's not the most exciting thing to watch, but I have to do it before I stick it down. I only really need the bits that are on show, not the bits at the back, so just ink around the edge and this edge. This edge. Right, I think that's it. Right, now just double check that it fits. So that fits nicely on there. Yep, let's just look at the other one. Yeah, it's about the same size. I think the flap's actually a bit big. Yeah, I think I might just make the flap a little bit smaller. Let's try going, I'll try and make it even by doubling it over without, I'm trying not to fold it too much so that I don't want to make a real mark in the fold. I made a little dent in the middle. That was a funny shape, wasn't it? Okay, the more I trim it, the more it's going to get a weird shape. So I think we'll stick with that because then I'm going to tuck it behind a little. Yeah, that's better. So now I have to ink it again. There we are. All right, let's get this stuck down. I think I'm just going to be able to use my art glitter glue for this. That first and that first, yes, I think so. You could also use double-sided tape, which is what Martina used for hers. But I'd just as soon do this, because it does disappear. Are you lying flat? Not sure. Yep. Okay, and then bottom flap. Probably a bigger bottom flap than it really needs to be, but I'm not going to worry about that. It won't be visible. There we are. Just pop that in for now. Okay, and then we want to do a little bit of decorating on here. I've got a few bits from, or various bits and pieces. Just trying to think what would be a good thing to use as a closure. I could use this. It's like a little what do you call it? A little nameplate thing. It's quite large. Or what else have I got? I think there might be a heart in here. Let's have a look, see if there's any bits that would work. Sure, I saw a heart at some point. I can always cut one, I guess. There we are. That is the heart that I saw. That's from the Stamperia paper pad again. There's lots of little cute things in that pad to cut out. Now I've got decided it's too big. I can stick it like that. That makes quite nice. It's quite a large heart, but it does go really well with everything else, and it's really pretty. And then if I've got anything else to go on here, I've got this circle as well. I think I like the heart. Just pop that there, and then just perhaps a little something down here. A few little bits and pieces. That's a bit too big. I think anything else that's in here seems to be a bit big. What's this? That would fit. Is that going to be a bit too much? I kind of like that, or I just put this down the bottom. Maybe a little bit of something behind it. Okay, I'm going to use this because I like it. So I'm going to put glue around the bottom half of the heart. That there. Stick that on there to hold it down, and then just put this on here. Maybe. I do like this, but I think it's just a bit out of proportion to the size of the envelope. It's just a bit too much. A kiss to build a dream on. I've got this, a bit prettier. Here's a little trim. I think these are from the dream kit rather than the wedding one. Not kit, the paper pad. Okay, quite like that. Got a little bit of pretty lace I could put behind it. Well, I say a little bit. Got a lot of lace here. Big piece. Just thought it's I only want very, very fine pieces just to go on here. I don't want it to add too much bulk, so I might just cut a little piece off this. Don't even know where I got this from. I'm sure it's from a garment of some sort at one point. A bit too much. On there. And that there, maybe. Let's take that away and see how it looks. That's quite pretty. Or maybe a little saying would be nicer. A kiss to build a dream on. How about that? That's quite nice. I haven't got any other little cute sayings, have I? I'm going to use this one on the other side. No, not dream big. Happily ever after. That needs to go towards the end of the book, I think. Anything else? Seems to be taking a long time just on this little bit. It's always the little bit of decoration that seems to take the longest time to put things together. Just to get the right little... On a special day, then that's not really big enough, is it? Or maybe unless I do it across the middle like that. That one. Or that one. Maybe that. Menu? No, I don't want menu. I think that might look quite nice. That will be fine. We'll make that it. Let's make a decision. Get it on. measure it sort of vaguely. Make sure I get enough glue on here. Doesn't need a lot to hold down the lace, does it? Whoop. Such pretty lace. It's actually quite nice to show a bit more of it than I was going to originally, but I think this will be okay. And then we'll move on to the last piece. Well, I'll stick this on, and then we can move on to the final piece with the pockets. I may come back and add another little something to this, I'm not sure yet. Right. So is that coming out okay? Well, of course the other thing is we've got to find something to go in the pocket. We'll come back to that, but I better get it stuck on. Okay. I've got a few things lined up that I'm going to try for size to go in the pocket. I have to audition a few, as Rachel would say. I don't really know. It's hard to tell in advance how big the pocket was going to end up. So I've just got a few things ready. And they might just need little toppers put on them. Well, whichever one I choose will need a topper. And that goes on there like that. So are we straight? Straightish. Right, let's try and get this to stick down. It takes a few moments for the art glitter glue to grab, doesn't it? I want to start putting. Well, I suppose I can try for size on the right sort of size tag or journaling card before I actually start putting things in it. Right, let's see. Just put these aside for a little bit. Get rid of these bits. Okay. So I have some. Here we go. There's some journaling cards somewhere that I think are going to be too big. So these are part of the Stamperia pad. I think they're going to be, I'd have to cut this down. I could probably just about cut this one, not so much, because it's obviously you'd lose all the design. You could cut this one down. This is save the date. So that's an option and it would all go. And I could also cut, and the length, oh yeah, I mean I could cut this down at the sides and even at the top and bottom a little bit. And it might go in. So, and I actually I hadn't even noticed that. Look, same heart. So that might be quite a nice option. So we'll put that there as a definite possibility. This one I don't like. The colour's not right because it goes quite well with the other. So this is from the same kit as the papers I used for the front. So it would kind of tie it in. So that was why I picked that one or that one, which I prefer, I think. And I think is it too long? Because this one's already been sewn. This is actually from the kit. This is from Janie B Journals kit. So I've cut all the tags. I've backed them all and I've sewn them all. They're all ready to go. They may need a little extra decoration and toppers and things. So I've just picked this out of my box. I did a little bit of work on those a while ago, getting these all ready. So I can't adjust these to fit. And this is going to be too tall, which is what I suspected. Then I quickly made a couple using the papers from the Liana Scraps kit, the other kit that I've used. I just quickly made these. Have I backed them? Yes, they're backed. Yeah, that's going to be way too big. As soon as I've made it, I thought, no, that's not going to fit. So then I made another one from the same kit, and this is actually barely big enough. Let's have a look. And I could probably put quite a long topper on it, but it would look quite nice inside. Maybe I should keep it for something else. It's not quite. I'm inclined to use this one just because it matches the heart closure, and it's got the writing space on the back. And yeah, I'm going to cut that down. So I need to just mark it, don't I? Where I need to make it. I need to cut it down to. So if I could put it on there level, and I just go inside here and inside here, and then trim the bottom a bit, trim it a little bit top and bottom as well. And I will round the corners, and possibly afterwards I will sew round it, just give it that finished look. And we'll do the around the corners. I think that's alright, so we pop that in here. Going to go in. What's it getting cool on? There we are, we're in. So I don't think I even need to put a topper on that actually. I don't think, because it just sits there and you can just pull it out. And you've got the little heart inside, echoing by the heart in there. So I'm just going to ink it and I think it's done. Right. It'd be nice to have a little bit of lace on this as well, but I think it'll just catch in the pocket. It's quite, it's quite tight little pocket. So if I put anything else on there, that corner doesn't look right, does it? Have another go at that. Yeah, if I put anything on this to decorate it, I think it will just catch as it goes in the pocket, so I don't think I can really do that. Let's have another go at this corner. It doesn't look quite right. That's better. Alright, done. Let's see if I can get the final piece done nice and quick. As if, she says. As if that's going to happen. And it's a little bit on the tight side down the bottom there. Not quite sure what it's catching on. So I'll come back to that. Let's carry on. Get it finished. Otherwise we'll be here all day, and this is already 2 parts, so. Okay, so the final piece is this piece here, the back piece. Again, I've already sewn around it, and I've got 2 pockets that I've picked out from the Dream paper pad. When I say that, I can't find the second one, of course. Too many bits lurking around. Where's my other pocket gone? Let's get this over here. One, oh no, they're there. Okay, so the idea is we have 2 pockets, one there, and I've got 2 journal cards, which obviously I'm going to decorate, and they're going to pop in here and pop in here. So I think the first thing I want to do, give them a little ink. Now I would put a divot in, but I think I'm going to edge them with lace instead. I'm going to get some lace on here somehow. One there. And I'm just going to do a little, just got to find a little narrow edge. Do I want white or do I want cream? I think cream, in this one. So all I can see is white. When I'm looking for white, I can only see the green one. A few little ones here. What have I got? It needs to be quite a, I think it needs to be quite narrow. These are a little bit wide because I'm going to put a little bit of lace. So what I'm going to put on the front, I've got this little label that I cut out of the paper. Every once in a while, in the middle of an ordinary life, love gives us a fairy tale. And I thought that was rather nice to put on the front of the pocket. So if I've got that there, I only want a really narrow piece of lace up the top. And then the other label that I want to put on here, because this is going to go right at the front of the journal. Let me just poke a pin in this before it gunks up. Alright. And then so I've got that at the beginning, and then I've got our love story, which I want to put possibly there. And I want to put that, so I want to have a little bit of narrow lace at the top of each of those pockets. Just got to find the perfect thing. And I've got this one, which is little, almost looks like little hearts. Let's try that. Oh yeah, that's quite nice. I've got, yeah, that's too much. This is quite nice. It's quite dainty. So a bit of that might work. I'll cut that there. And another piece for there. Get rid of these. Get rid of that. Let's try and keep the desk a bit clear. So, starting to build up, starting to look pretty. Okay, so I'll stick this on. So I chose this colour because I thought it goes quite well with the background paper. So this paper in the background, this really pretty roses paper, it goes very well with the, I thought the colours tie well together with the kit. This is the Janie B Journals kit, but this is actually a Kaisercraft paper, and it's a little collection called Rose Garden. It's really pretty. I've used up nearly all of it. I've got a few pieces left, and I really love it. And I just thought these colours just tied in together without it all being overly matchy, because I wanted some contrast between the different layers. Didn't want them all in one. I didn't want to use the same Stamperia pad for the whole thing, because I thought it would just all blend in together. I wanted to have a bit of a contrast between each layer. So I've kind of mixed and matched the papers a bit, but tried to keep a certain colour theme going as well, so that these two layers sort of match a bit, or they coordinate, and then I've got the contrast with the middle layer. That's my theory anyway. I think I quite like how that looks, and it brings in the two different collections that I've been using in the signature, the colour schemes anyway of the two collections, or digital kits should I say. I get mixed up between collections, which are the scrapbooking papers, and the digital kits. Right, let's put that there. Not too low. Make sure it's lined up. Ish. There we are. Right, so there's the pockets on. I'm going to put the lace on because I know I want that. I'm going to use, I think, some of this for the lace, because I think I'll just hold it a bit more firmly and get it to come out. It comes. It does make a difference when you've got your bottle nice and full. Do a few little dots along to pick up the bottom of the lace. Put that there. That's pretty. Okay, and the next one. Make sure I haven't glued it shut. Right, along there. Just line up, make sure I've got put my dots in the right place. Just try and capture the bottom of the lace a little bit. Just sort of vaguely, just a little extra. It's so strong, this stuff, you don't need a lot. Make sure that's lined up as well along the edge. There we are. A little bit of pretty edging. Now the other thing I wanted to do was to put a bit of this again behind my labels. So this one. I want it to go right up to the... Maybe I should have put that on first. Maybe And if I can lift these up a little bit, I probably now have stuck them down. That would have looked better underneath, wouldn't it? I wasn't planning to put on quite such a big piece, but now I've cut it, I quite like it. It won't look right, just kind of sitting underneath like that, so I'm going to have to bring it down a bit, I think. So that it looks as if it's intentional. Okay. Let's cut this down a little bit. And perhaps not make it fit all the way across either. Just cut that little piece off. Then I can do that and that. And then I need a similar sort of another little piece on here, but I have already got the rose here, so I don't really, so maybe I won't put on quite as much on this piece. Maybe do a longer piece, but not as deep. Right, let's just trim that up, tidy it up a little bit. Where's my label? Where'd my other label go? There it is. Our love story. Just got to decide where that's going to go. Is that the right way up? I think that's the way it goes. So maybe if I do that so you can just see the rose poking through, or at least you could until I put the label on it. So I don't know whether to line them up. Doesn't quite work to line them up, does it? Put that further up. Like that. I guess I ought to try and make this a bit straighter. And this bit. Can't decide if I've got the right way up. Maybe that's the right way up. It's hard to tell which way the right way round. Okay, put the love story there. Still not straight at the bottom now. I've turned it up the other way. Sorry about this. Okay. That there. And that there. Okay, we're going to do that. So, let's just do our glitter glue. Give it a good squeeze. I think it gets a bit cold overnight and doesn't flow very well. And that's stuck down really. And stick this one down. Okay. Right. Now I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac, I think, for make sure this sticks to the lace. Can I get it to come out one-handed? Okay. All right. Let's put that in the middle. Okay, and this. Now I'm warning you now, I think this is going to be rather a long one. I don't want to go into a part 3, but I know what I still need to do. And it might take a few minutes. So it's going to be a longish video. So you can always skip ahead if you want to see the finished article. So I've still got to do my little journaling cards, get these decorated and put the whole thing together. So by all means, jump ahead, see how it ends up. Because I know what I want to do, it's just a case of getting it done in the time, and I don't think I'm going to manage it. Right, I'm going to round the corners of this. So I've got to cover these front and back. Have I made this the same size? Yes, I think so. Near enough. I'm not going to mess about any further. I'm going to get them corner rounded. And then you'll see how I'm planning to make these look really pretty. But keeping them flat, that's the plan. Just quickly define the edges. Right. So, try and get this stuff out of the way. Take these out, put that to one side for now. Right, I think I need my glue book. Now the plan is I'm going to use some napkins to make these look really pretty. Now, I've just got to decide which bit of the napkin is going on. So I think I'll just try and cover the whole thing. I'm going to use, yep, there it is. Use this just to separate it and make it tear evenly. Just got to get the water to come through. I think we're, yep, we're through. So I'm just going to first of all take that piece off. And I think I'm just going to cover the card with glue and stick it on. If it's a disaster, I'll have to do something else and come back and show you. But this is what I would like to do. Okay. Don't stick to the book, that's not helpful. And then do I tear or do I cut? That's the question. I'll try tearing it away. What I might just do is go around the edge with this and then it'll just pull away, won't it? Okay. Okay, and this edge. I got a corner not stuck? Yes, I have. We can fix that. And so I haven't tried doing this before, so this is all a bit let's see how it works kind of thing. But what I've seen Pam at the Paper Outpost do, which I'm going to try when she's used napkins, a little sanding block here, just to take off those little edges. Is that going to work? Oh, I think it is. Well. Who knew? Of course, she always makes everything look easy. So I wasn't sure if it would work for me. So I think what I'll do, as time is marching on, we're nearly at our hour, I'll finish this one and move straight on to putting it all together, and then I'll show the finished thing, you know, and then I'll do the other card off screen and show the whole thing at the end, do a little flippy thing at the end. All right, so let's get rid of all these bits of stuff, all these little fluffy bits. What a mess. Right, so on the back, the plan is, because this obviously this is not nice on the back, so I've just got to cut some journaling paper to cover that, and I've got this lovely cream. It's actually from my jotter pad. It's a really nice paper to put on the back for journaling. So I'm just going to get my tear ruler and just try and cut it to size. But I want it to have this kind of raggedy edge, I'm going to give that another finishing touch. Let's just tear this down. Let's see how that fits. I can't really avoid some of the green showing through, but I'll keep it to the minimum. It's really nice, it's quite thick, nice quality paper. So I'm going to put that on there. But first, what I want to do with this is the sort of thing that Martina in her videos uses a lot. I'm not using it as much as she does, but I do want to I do like the idea of edging this this paper with a bit of gold. I think it would just make it look a bit more weddingy. But I think I might try and use this on a few other things. It just takes a few minutes to get it, or it takes me a minute or two just to get it on. Look at that, you get a lovely, lovely gold edge, and it looks a little bit special. Makes it look a bit special when you're doing wedding stationery and things. You often have a gold edge on wedding stationery, don't you? Maybe I'll put some gold round, as I thought. Might put a bit of gold around that journaling card that I've put in the pocket. And the other tags and things. Might put gold around all of them. Just ties it all together, and it just gives it that special finish and that weddingy look. It shows I've got to the hour because it's just turned itself off again. So we are now on borrowed time. I do want to show you, get this finished, and put it all together. Then I'll do a few finishing touches and come back right at the last few moments and just flip through. So hopefully that's going to... Now I need a piece of... I need to wipe my finger before I get gold everywhere. This is called Metallic Luster. It's quite nice. I think you've seen me use it before. I don't use it a lot, but I think in this journal I think it might make a few appearances for finishing, nice little finishing touches around the edges of things. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go around and put a little gold edge around it, all the tags and things in this piece, and you'll see it all at the end. Okay, let's pop that on here. There's a hair floating around. Good fit. bits of gold all over the mat now. Right. Okay. Just because I don't want this to go on for too long, I will be putting a little piece of something, a little lacy thing, but just so you can see how it goes in here. Make sure it does go in here, she says. Oh, it's a little tight. Fit when I measured them before. Maybe that once you've glued it, you'll actually lose a little bit of space. I might have to just trim it down a touch. Right, so it's in there for now. Okay, so this is one of those little finishing touches I'll have to do just to trim this up and make sure it fits better than it does at the moment. But what I think I need to just do now is put the whole thing together so you can see how it's going to look, and then I will do my finishing touches and come back and show you how it looks right at the end, and I'll tell you what I've done to finish it off. But right, where are we? We've got this piece and that journaling card that kept getting jammed, didn't it? So I have to think about that one. So when you cut your piece, you just have to add this extra little flap. So that goes on first. So let's just tuck that in here. So I've got just a few little issues that I have to sort out, and there's no point in sorting it out on camera really. Right, so then that goes there. Where's my other piece gone? And then this one goes here. So I might just bring that down a bit. Bring that down there. Bring that up. There. Actually, that's quite nice having this special day just poking below there. So you can do it any way you like, where you just put them wherever, completely centralised or in different spaces. So I just want to see how it all looks together. So if I put that up here a bit more like that. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one down. I think I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac just to give it, make sure it has enough strength to stay put. Come on, there you go. Okay. Put that about central there. Sure it flaps okay. Yep, flaps open. That looks pretty. You could write there. I just think it's just too pretty. I don't want to cover it. Don't do anything with it. But you could. I mean, I think on Martina's video she did actually cover this piece with some more writing paper, but I don't think I'm going to do that. And then just got to get this one in the right position as well. So if I put it about there, that's quite nice because then you've got the special day, and you've got the bride showing through there. So that's quite nice there. That's where I'm going to put that one. I will try and remember to link Martina's original video. Hang on, let's get this in the right place. And at least one of these, if not both, if I can remember. And that tucks around there. Now what I might do afterwards as well, because it's going to be, the way she does hers, she's going to stick hers into her journal, onto the front cover of her journal, but I don't want to stick anything on my front cover. So I'm going to put it in the pocket at the front. So I'm possibly going to just put something down the back here, just to cover up, you know, a back panel or something like that to cover this up. Okay, so that's enough for now. I will come back quickly. I know this is a long video and I do apologise, but this is one of those things I don't want to rush it. I want to get it right. I want it to look really pretty. So I'm going to finish off the cards and put them in, do all the other bits, and then I'll come back briefly and show you how it looks. Okay. Okay, I'm back and it's all finished. It took me a little while to do all the little bits, which is why I really had to stop filming. So I've wrapped it all up in this nice little piece of trim that I bought from the antique shop. So that's just to make it look quite pretty, without it being too bulky. And here we are, we've got our little flip with the couple of little pieces in the pocket. I put a little tab on here just to show that it needs to open that way. I have edged the tag with a bit of gold around there. Then I sorted out the problem with the with this pocket and put a bit of gold edging. It was just a little bit stuck down the bottom. I had to I put my bone folder in and wiggled it about and that released it. So I've just edged that a little bit with gold, if you can see, just the highlights the edges, makes it look a little bit special. That pops in there, she says, nice and easily. And then it just goes up like that. So there's that one. And then this one, I finished the little journaling cards. So this was the one I hadn't done. So I've got that one and that one. So they match, but they're not the same. And then they both got some paper on the back, and it's all been edged with gold. A piece of paper on the back of that one, and a little lacy topper. So that goes in here, and this one just pops in here. There we are. And then on the back, I did cover up where you can see all the bits that have been folded round, and I've just put a piece of washi tape along the edge here because the bit of envelope was still showing even once I put this piece on. I needed something to wrap around, and also it just gives it that little extra bit of protection, so it's not too visible from the front. And I've just literally washi taped this on. It's not fixed permanently because I wasn't sure if it was in the right place, but just to hold it in place, I will probably cut that down a little piece and just put a smaller piece on, just to hold this in place, so that doesn't get lost. Okay, and there it is. It's done. Thank you very much for sticking with me, watching it to the end. I'm really pleased how this turned out. Oh, and I'll just show you how it fits in my journal. So I was a bit worried that it might not. I had cut it to size for the pocket, and it actually does go in quite nicely. Just slots into that pocket, she says. I have tried it, so it will go in. Just goes into the pocket there, and it fits nicely. And then you've just got that goes in there, and then I've still got to do the I've still got to put the signature in, which will be my next job, but I won't be doing that on camera. I'm a bit nervous about it, which is why I haven't done it yet. But there's plenty of room, because this is a little bit wider than normal. There's plenty of room, and don't know what I'm going to put in the back pocket yet, but we'll see. There we go. Fits nicely. So there we are. My little flip out pocket, inspired by Martina at Teal Tattered. Thank you very much for joining me, and do please join me again soon. Bye bye.